The Kamloops Clothing Exchange. We are having our first event this Saturday on April 6th at the Kamloops United Church. It's going to be from 10 o'clock to 3 p.m. And then we're also going to be holding one on the 27th of April, which is also a Saturday, at the Parkview Activity Center on the 27th of April.
I think it's a really good thing to get behind. Fast fashion is really changing the environment, and it doesn't have the most positive impacts. So we're kind of looking for a solution that can also solve other people's problems of maybe higher prices in some of those thrift stores.
Part of the reason why we want to put this on is that the fashion industry is responsible for about 10% of the carbon emissions globally, and it's only increasing because of fast fashion like Shein and Temu, and there's lots of different brands that do this. So basically our clothing isn't lasting as long, depending on where you buy it from, and a lot of it just ends up in the landfill. So about 85% of clothing that gets discarded, it ends up in incinerators or it ends up just in landfills. And so this is, the clothing exchanges and swaps, they just help to kind of like slow down the process so that it's not just directly going into the landfills and that.
All in all, the fashion industry is really responsible for about 20% of the pollution worldwide for water, and water is a main resource for us.
This time around, the clothing exchange is going to focus on women's clothing and children's clothing. So we'll have kind of babies and everywhere up to 12 years old, and then women's wear. And this is really just to make it a bit simpler in organizing the space and organizing the clothing by size. And but we're perfectly open to kind of expanding it for next time. And we're also going to have a little survey just to see what people liked and what they'd like to see included next time. So we're not really doing accessories and shoes at this time, but that might be a desire for next time around.
I think it's important that people know that it's a safe space and everybody's welcome. We want to be inclusive, so anybody who identifies as maybe non-binary or cisgendered female is welcome to come.
These first two events in April have actually been sponsored by the Urban Foundation through our work. However, I actually went to Action Fest, sponsored by Transition Kamloops, and I was able to round up some volunteers and just kind of brainstorm a lot with like-minded people, which was really, really helpful. And then also that group will be getting a little bit more involved with with subsequent exchanges, and Transition Kamloops is also providing funding for the next one in the fall. So that'll be more like fall and winter clothing that we'll be doing.